Good morning. It's Wednesday, December the 13th. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we are live this morning for Up to the Minute, your HCC news and information coming up in the next half hour. Good to have you with us on this Wednesday morning. A bit chilly outside, still a nice day overall. Dr. Amy Tan, Dean of our HCC's English and Communications Departments, my co-host this morning. Amy, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. I'm
And
so happy to join you from the new, we still consider it the new Katy campus. I'm in the office of the president.
Yeah, I was going to ask where you are because I know you're in a different location. You know, Amy, this morning, this is one of our last, it's hard to believe, but tomorrow is going to be our last show of the year. Last show wrapping up 2023. What a year, huh?
It feels like it has gone by really quickly.
It really does. It really does. It was just seems like the other day we were saying, can you believe we're already talking fall 2023? Now we're almost on spring 2024. We got our commencement coming up Friday, and then Monday we all wrap things up. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for graduation?
I'm ready for graduation, but the faculty are still grading because grades
Yeah.
aren't due until Monday. So that's always a little odd for them, but we're going to be happy to be out there and celebrate our students and their big milestones.
Right. Graduation Monday. So no up to the minute Monday morning. We'll talk more about that later, but we've got a busy show for today. So we'll get into it. Thanks for watching. If you're watching us live this morning on Facebook Live and YouTube, when HCC is in session, I know I just said tomorrow's our last show for the year, but when HCC is in session, we are live Mondays through Fridays at 10 a.m. But Amy, they can always rewatch our show in social media and on our cable channel.
That's right. We are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, and on YouTube. We're also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m., and that is Monday through Friday.
So we've got a big show for you today. It's Small Business Wednesday, and we're going to learn about an exciting lineup of activities planned for HCC's entrepreneurial initiatives for the 2024 season. Sandra Louvier has joined us. She's the director of HCC's Northwest College Entrepreneurial Initiatives and Community Relations. Sandra, good to see you. Let's see, I think your mic's muted still.
Good to see you too, Todd. Thanks for having me.
You got some big events happening out there at the West Houston Institute, I understand. Is it today and tomorrow?
Yes. Well, we have graduation for HCC Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses coming up later this week. And we have lots of stuff that's about to be pushed out for our business plan competition, which starts in January.
Well, we're going to hear all about that. Amy will be with you in about 10 minutes. We'll check back in with you then.
Okay, great. Thanks.
We are recognizing our Employee Recognition Award recipients, and another one who's joined us this morning. She just retired, but she was at HCC for 40 years. Dr. Cheryl Peters, a retired director of the Honors and Weekend Colleges and an Employee Significance Recognition for 40 years. Welcome back to the show, Cheryl, and congrats on the retirement.
Thank you so much, Todd. It's always a difficult decision when retirement comes around. I thought about it a couple of years, but I finally thought this spring coming up was the time to do it. So I haven't even been retired 6 months,
right?
But it's good. It's good.
I know you've been doing a lot of traveling though, right?
Yes, always a lot of traveling, and that's one of the themes of my life. With my life at the college, with different groups, particularly honors college groups.
Right. I know you did a lot of traveling with them over the years as well, but let's talk some of the highlights of your career, some things that you're especially proud of.
Okay. When I look back on my long career, I feel like there are three different segments. The first part of my career is an adjunct. I worked 11 years as an adjunct, started the very first semester of January of 72, teaching a freshman English class at Bel Air High School. And I worked 11 years as an adjunct and then was hired full-time in 83. So the first part of my life up until 91, I'll say 72 to 91, was primarily teaching and I developed curriculum on women's lit. I loved it. I was quite an expert at teaching world lit. Then the second phase of my career, in starting from 91 up until about 2015, was being an academic dean at the Central College. Moved up from assistant dean, dean of instruction, then executive dean of instruction and student services. So the full gamut. And then in 2015, under our prior chancellor, I was moved over to the system and put as the executive dean of the Honors College and the Weekend College, two programs that I personally developed. So I'm quite proud of those and enjoyed so much the end of my career that's why it was hard for me to retire and to decide when to.
I know you were very busy with the Honors College. I imagine, what were some of the important activities? I know you guys did a lot of traveling with them. Maybe you could talk a bit about that.
Right. We've basically, we started in 2006. And honestly, with students, I've traveled almost all over Europe. The most recent trip we took was this past spring. We went to Puebla, Mexico. And that was to fulfill a kind of a joint partnership we have with the fine university we have in Puebla, UDLAP. And but aside from that, I've taken students to Brazil through a program called Brazil Connect. And I took a whole group of students to the Salzburg seminar in 2010, which was quite wonderful. So I've been very blessed to have that as part of my role, to travel with students. But we work to develop their character. We work to develop their social skills, to develop a sentiment of service learning, et cetera. So it's a full-time teaching, mentoring situation.
I know those trips were more than just pleasure cruises and sites.
Oh.
They were, I know they interacted with you, the chancellor. I know there was a lot of learning experience going on.
Yes.
They were really immersed, weren't they, in the learning experience and really interacting with like a CEO of a major college.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And in fact, they were enrolled in a course that would strictly focus on the place that we were going. So they had a lot of academic work to do. They had journals to create. They had a lot of wonderful, good products that came out of it: pictures, journals, diaries, poster sessions. And they were wonderful ambassadors for the college. I have to admit, our students, by the time they traveled the second semester of their sophomore year, ready to graduate, they were just so polished, and we were extremely proud of them.
What were some of the awards or honors that you received over the years that are very special to you?
Well, I recently had to deal with all of that because I had to clean out my office, and my walls were littered with wood plaques, framed pictures, all kinds of things. And I don't know what to do with them, to tell you the truth, because I'm not going to put them up at home. But I've had many teaching awards, many teaching awards. I've gotten professional awards from professional organizations where I was the Woman of Excellence or the Woman Honored. Two major ones, the Federation of Houston Professional Women, and then Houston Women's Magazine. And then I've gotten many service awards, including the most recently just the service award, or from the state, for the Star Award for the Weekend College. Right. So I just had boxes and boxes of things to carry out of 3100 Main, and I'm still going through them.
What advice would you have for our students who are thinking about being teachers or leadership roles? What advice would you have for them?
Well, one thing, and I try to model this, that I feel all leaders need to develop, is the sense of listening. Whenever somebody comes to you, listen first, talk later. Listen. We don't do enough listening around here between each other, between students, and so we have to listen. I also feel that mentoring is a hugely important role for anyone in the teaching profession or administration. Be a mentor. Mentor as many people as you can, whether they're students or new employees. Help teach people the ropes so they can. And then a third one is just be fully present. When you're around other people, don't be distracted. Put down that cell phone, quit having them think that you're just thinking of your answer rather than listen, mentor, and be fully present, to me, are very important characteristics.
Great advice. And Cheryl, we appreciate your service for the 40 years. And we look forward to seeing you at the Employee Significance Recognition Luncheon next month.
Thank you so much. Well, I hope they'll get in touch with me.
Oh, yeah.
And no, but at any rate, I love HCC. I love my career, and I'm still feel very close to so many people that are still there.
Well,
thank you.
And we enjoy seeing all the pictures in social media too. Keep that traveling.
Yes. Thank you, Todd.
Cheryl Peters, retired director of HCC's Honors and Weekends Colleges. All right, we are going to move on to our next guest. Amy, you've got a special guest talking about entrepreneurial initiatives for next year.
I do. Thank you, Todd. We're moving on to Sandra Louvier, Director of HCC Northwest Entrepreneurial Initiatives and Community Relations. Welcome back to the show, Sandra.
Thank you, Amy. It's nice to see you.
You too. And you usually send us your graduates from various classes to talk about their small businesses, but we thought the end of the year was a good time to have you on to talk about the year ahead.
Well, thank you for having me. And I love having our alumni on your show because we take the little clips of them and use them all year long to tell their alumni success stories. So thank you for that.
Oh, we always love to speak to your students, your graduates. They're just, as Cheryl said, they're polished and ready to go out into the world, and we're just so proud of them.
Me too. Me too.
So give us a little background on your college's center. Tell us about the Glenda and David Regenbaum Center for Entrepreneurship.
Well, we were the first Center for Entrepreneurship at HCC. I was brought in by Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of HCC Northwest, and Dr. Maya Dornova, who's now our chief entrepreneurial officer, to launch the first Center for Entrepreneurship. And it was an outcome of the business plan competition they had been doing with a nonprofit entity called New Spring for 2 years. And so it created the need and the justification to launch a Center for Entrepreneurship to help prepare entrepreneurs better to compete competitively in the real world, to create business plans, to get funding to launch businesses. And then it also, our Center for Entrepreneurship was created to provide support to them after they went through the competition. And so we won a grant, and that brought me on board for a year. And then I created my own job, and then I interviewed my own job and got it in 2011 at the same time that we brought in the HCC Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. And so entrepreneurship has just taken off since then. And I'm just very proud to be a part of it from the start with Dr. Hodges and Dr. DeNovo.
It's truly one of our most signature programs, right? A signature program. And you have 3 signature programs at the center. Can you talk to us a little bit about those and how they came to be?
Yes. Well, let me add also that the Glenda and David Regenbaum Center for Entrepreneurship name wasn't the name in the beginning. It was the Center for Entrepreneurship HCC Northwest. And David Regenbaum came into the picture in 2015. He was a volunteer at the HCC Foundation, and he was also a very successful and wealthy entrepreneur who had retired, and he was dedicating his time to the HCC Foundation. And Zach offered him the chance to just stop in and watch what we were doing, and he got more involved. That was in 2015, and by 2020, he had been working with us full time without pay as a volunteer to help us create programs and launch them. And he loved what he was doing, even though he was all the way in the middle of it, that so much that he decided to endow us. And so we renamed our Center for Entrepreneurship, the Glenda and David Regenbaum Center for Entrepreneurship, in 2020. And he's still with us.
He is. And, he is just full of energy, full of light. He is so supportive and such a wonderful mentor and I want to say resource. I mean,
Yes.
not only has he made the funding possible, but he has been a real hands-on part of the development. And I know I'm super appreciative of all the work that he does, and I know that I'm not the only one.
Absolutely. Well, that leads us to the 3 signature programs. We have the HCC Business Plan Competition, which is now in its 17th year. It's my 15th year into the competition. It's our 17th year of the competition. So I call that our teenager signature program. And then we have the Small Business Success Series by HCC, which we started developing in 2018, and we launched it as a series in 2019. We went virtual when COVID hit in 2020, and now we do them virtually and on site. And this fall, we graduated our 21st cohort of the Small Business Success Series. And then there's the HCC Mattress Max School of Selling. So I consider the SBSS my intermediate school program, and then the HCC Mattress Max School of Selling is my little toddler program. But they're all graduating alumni, so we love it.
They are, and they all bring, like you said, they're reaching a different audience. They bring a little something different, and I have certainly enjoyed being any part of when I get to judge or participate in those competitions. And I actually have a really good friend who's a graduate of the Small Business Success Series. And I just love when I see her business growing and know that HCC had a little part of that.
Well,
and you also reached a milestone in graduates.
Well, yes, right? But yes, if we have a moment, let me tell you a little bit about each program. Is that all right?
We have 5 minutes.
Okay, good. Yes. All right. Well, I'll start with the business plan competition. The business plan competition, it starts in January every year and it moves through June. And so people apply in January, and then they find out whether they've gotten in February. And then we start training sessions within the competition. The first one is at the end, last Tuesday of February. There's 2 in March, 2 in April, another one in May. Plans are due in May. They also, during all that time of the training, they also get one-on-one advising or mentoring, like Cheryl was talking about. So that's the real golden nugget in it, is not only is there training as a group where they're motivated to go through it together and compete with each other, but in a friendly competition, because they're all going to come out with better refined and polished plans. But they also get one-on-one advising or mentoring as they move through. And so we announce finalists in late May. They present to judges, and we have an award ceremony in June where all the graduating teams come out with a polished plan, a slide deck, a 1-minute video, in-kind prizes, and the top 5 teams get prize money. $12,000 for first place, $8,000 for second, $4,000 for third, and 2 honorable mentions of $1,000. And that's the business plan competition. Then there's the Small Business Success Series by HCC. Now, it's a prerequisite program, one of many that people can use if they're proposed or startup to pre-qualify to apply for the competition. And that's the one that's now graduated 21 cohorts. We've got we've got different training modules in it. It starts with Vet the Venture, Is My Idea Lucrative? Then the next one is Ignite the Entrepreneur in You in terms of leadership and running a team and a business. Then there's Financials for Small Business Launch and Growth, Sales and Marketing Powered Up, and Managing Risk, Protect Your Business, Your Assets, and Your Future. And all of that can help people create the bones of a business plan, and it shores them up better to submit a strong application in the competition. So we have one of those starting in January. And then there's the HCC Mattress Max School of Selling. And that one has been so fun. Zach Hodges has known Mac for years. He came in, we started doing this in 2020, and then creating the programming for it by lots of interviews with Mac to understand his philosophy of selling. We had Dr. Kimberly Burrow, who's executive director of 10,000 Small Businesses, create some of the content. And then Austin Tennett, who has been with us on all 3 signature programs. He's a coach, and he buys and sells businesses for people. He's been amazing as well. And they created the content, and we've been delivering it. And we just graduated our 7th cohort this fall for the HCC Mattress Max School of Selling. And he's involved. He pops in on every single class Mac himself. And we're just having a lot of fun with that. And it reminds me of something that Cheryl was talking about. She said, listen, one of our entire sessions is the art of listening in the Mattress Mac School of Selling. And so we're teaching some of the skills that we all believe so much in.
Truly, truly. And I mean, all of those programs are just incredibly successful and wonderful programs. And, I certainly have looked at the HCC Mattress Mac School of Selling, and I want to go through the curriculum, but we have just a little bit of time left. And I really want to hear about the January activities. Can you tell us about those really quickly?
Yes, we have an opening showcase and reception on January 11th. It's virtual, so all of our sponsors can come in, all of our alumni come in, and people that are interested in applying for the competition can come into it. And then we have 3 prerequisite financial webinars that people can sign up for as well. And so you can pick the day and the time that works best for you. And then applications are due by January 26th. The application period opens January 5th. And by the way, I want to end with, we do have deans and other people from HCC going through the Mattress Mac School of Selling. So we invite you to come on board.
I just have to make the time,
Yes.
the time, but I'm going to do it. I'm really enthralled by what he has accomplished. And I just know it'll be I would definitely learn something. But I want to thank you so much, Sandra Louvier, Director of HCC's Northwest Entrepreneurial Initiatives and Community Relations. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Let me do that one last sentence, which is we did hit a milestone of 1,000 graduates this fall, 1,143 from all 3 signature programs, and 10,000 small businesses is going to be celebrating the same thing in the spring as well. So woohoo. We've got
That's
lots
right.
of great
We need to celebrate that. Yes. And thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors, contributors, mentorships. I mean, we couldn't do it. It's all about partnership and collaboration. So we'll have all your information in our post after the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you both. And we've got a few announcements. It is commencement season. A lot of them going on across the district. One of them happening. This is pretty cool. Fire Tech graduation. There's a ceremony on Thursday. HCC's Northeast College will hold its fire technology graduation ceremony later this week. It's from 6 to 7 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, December the 14th, at the Northeast Campus Learning Hub. Check our post after the show for more information. And our Media Arts Showcase is ongoing, and it's ending soon.
Yes, coming up at the end of this week, we have a compilation of projects. This public screening of student projects will include TV field, TV production, lighting, cinematography, directing, and audio recording. It's going to go through Saturday, December 16th, 6 p.m. That is at HCC Spring Branch Performing Arts Center. And be sure to check the post after the show for more information.
Okay, something happening on Monday to get you set for the winter break. Mind Body Mondays, more mental health breaks available. HCC's counseling in partnership with NAMI Greater Houston is launching Mind Body Mondays to focus on breath work, mindful walking, chair yoga, gentle stretches, and everyone's favorite, aromatherapy. All that and more. Noon to 1 p.m. Monday, December 18th. It's a virtual event. You can watch it from your desk. Just relax. That's if you're not taking the day off. And a lot of us will. Are you can. You've got.
No, we've got grades due, but it'll be fine. It'll be a nice quiet day, and I can do aromatherapy in my office, right?
Yeah, all the time. You can just plug it in when I get home. Yeah. So there you go. And we've also got virtual information sessions available for our students, Amy.
Yes, and these are ongoing. Starting your higher education can be intimidating, but HCC is here to help with virtual sessions to assist with how to apply, college admission steps, financial aid, education pathways, student support, and more. To find out where these are scheduled, check the post after the show.
So we mentioned up to the minute, no up to the minute on Friday because we have our commencement ceremonies for the fall of 2023. That's happening all day at Energy Arena. So there'll be no up to the minute. So keep that in mind. We will return after winter break, the first day of session for the schools, for classes, I should say. So that'll happen. I think it's on the 16th. Is that right?
Yes. The week, it's right after Martin Luther King Jr., the Monday holiday.
Okay, so that would be a Tuesday, the 16th. So that's when we will return with Up to the Minute. So keep that in mind. And if you haven't registered for the spring, Amy, our students need to get in line and get those registrations in.
Yeah, we're starting to see the numbers tick up as students finish their finals. I think they run over to register, so we like to see that. It's our HCC spring registration is ongoing. You can still maybe find a mini session during winter break. All of our courses are either in person, online, or hybrid. We have online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, our face-to-face in-person classes, our lab studio courses, which are hybrid labs. So to learn more about all of our HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply.
So tomorrow we've got a special treat for you. He's making an annual visit to HCCTV in his lowrider. We're talking about Poncho Claus. That's right. He's visiting all the good boys and girls of the Houston and Rio Grande Valley. We'll be talking with him tomorrow. And again, Friday won't be on the air. So tomorrow, the last show for the year. But I'm signing off for the year. We'll be back next year. Amy, been good working with you. Thanks for co-hosting the show this year. We look forward to it next year. And good luck in the marathon, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. It's such a pleasure to see you every Wednesday and get to co-host with you. And yeah, the marathon, it's kind of crazy. It's only 4 weeks away now. So thank you for that.
Not far away. Yeah. But you train every day, so you'll get it done.
Here's hoping. We have good weather.
Yeah.
And it's such a wonderful event for the city. And I always see a lot of HCC people along the way. I see people who are running it. And that 5K, it comes pretty close to Central Campus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll be out there on the course. I'll look for you.
Yes.
All right. Have a great break, Amy. And folks, thanks for joining us this year. Char Day will be in tomorrow. Have a great holiday season, and we'll see you in 2024.